today is 989 day to come sharing lessons I learn, uploading. I hope to support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about 15 words, 15 topics, 15 words that are most important words, the most important meaningful words that we need to remember every single day. I think that a lot of times we go through life, we forget sometimes what is really the most key aspects of our lives. And I think that's always you need to remember, always need to reflect, okay, do we really actually focus on things that matters? So they will focus on those most important words that we always need to ask, look, where do I have those words in my life? Because it's almost impossible to live a beautiful life without those words. So number one is love. Love. You're able to reflect, okay, where do I show love? Where is love showing up in my life? Do I show unconditional love? Do I love myself? Do I love my time? Do I appreciate my life? Do I love everyone around me? Do I love my faith? Do I love myself? Do I love my family members? Do I love everyone around me? Do I love my passion? Like everything you're able to love. Because what you love, you nurture. Because if you don't nurture something, it may be but that you do not love. If you don't love yourself, you don't nurture yourself. Maybe they didn't take care of yourself because you didn't love yourself enough. And everything is love. One of the biggest things in life is love. So of course, we need to always look, where do I show my love? Where does it show up? Where does it show up? And if you say that, I don't know. So maybe that's the problem. Maybe you need to know where you need to be showing your love. Because that is manual choice. That is intentional choice to show love. Number two is family. Family is very, very important as well. Very, very important. That means that family, it could be chosen family that you go outside and meet and you say, this is my family, this is my favorite family. Because at the end of the day, everyone is a family. Or it could be very close family, your brothers, sisters, mother, dad, grandparents, like nieces, like all the, who are your family members? Because we need to make sure that we really spend our time with family members. Now, if you do not have family members, some people do not have family members. And some people have an enormous amount of family members. Like I speak with people, sometimes like, I have 17 grandchildren, even though that I'm 66. Like it's crazy how sometimes people who live 80 years old still don't have kids, while other people being young and just already have like 20 grandchildren. Of course, it's crazy stories. And of course, we need to understand that every single person has different kind of family definition because different family, even a dog or cat, sometimes is part of the family because there's nothing else in that family. And I think that we need to really show how much we love our family, the love that we have, and nurture that family. No matter how big, how small it is, just love our family. And really ask ourselves, what do I do with my family on a consistent basis? Because we need to reflect and really make sure that we put our family in priority. Because a lot of times we say like we care about family, but our priorities and where we spend our money, time, and energy, it's showing differently. Number three is health. Health is again one of the most important topics of all. If there is no health, no energy, nothing in life. Energy is the most important resource in life. I always say that energy is the most important resource. Why is that? That means that if you don't have money, but you have energy, you go outside with that energy and make money. That means that if you don't have energy, but you have a lot of money, that means what you will spend that money on if you don't have energy. You will lay down in a bed and that's it. So that means it doesn't matter how much money you have. What matters is how much energy you have, because the energy you're able to do everything. And of course, that means that we always ask, what do I do to invest in my health? What do I do to invest to get more energy? What do I do to get better my health? Because if you do not invest, if maybe you are not intentional with it, that means that at some point you will need to invest. But at that point, of course, your investments will be not that good. Because like investments at an early age, when you invest in money, it compounds and you have much more in the future. And that exactly is that. Truly believe that is exactly with health. When you do right choices at a young age, that will compound and you will live much, much, much healthier and like lifestyle at the end. And people say, why you have 80 years old but you live such a young age, because maybe they made the choices when they were young, and that's why they're living such a healthy lifestyle right now. Number 4 is friendships. Friendships. It means that, again, friendships is one of the most important topics as well. Nurture those friendships. Now, I understand that relationship with yourself is important, but still, every single person is supposed to have. It doesn't matter how many friendships you have. What matters is how quality perspective. Do you really trust the friendship? Do you really love the friendship? Do you really nurture the relationship? Do you really invest in that relationship, in that friendship? Because I truly believe that every single person needs to have some kind of friendship, no matter what. And when you ask, like, what do I do to develop my friendships? What do I do? Maybe at the moment I do not have friendships. And that means, what do I do to find and develop new friendships that I could really nurture later on? Number 5 is happiness. Happiness. And this, again, is a very interesting word, because happiness is sometimes something that we don't seek happiness per se, but we do get happiness by actually doing the things that really is significant content. That means that happiness is something that we get byproduct by doing the right things. So that means when we love, we get happiness. When you really show unconditional love, we really get happiness. When you really invest in our family, you get happiness. When we invest in our health, sooner or later we get happiness because of that. When you invest in friendship, we get happiness. So we need to understand that happiness is coming byproduct by doing the right thing. If you do not have happiness, if you seek happiness by trying to get pleasure, you always will get unhappiness sooner or later, or will get regret. But if you seek great things, the happiness will come byproduct. Number 6 is trust. It's a beautiful word. It's a beautiful, beautiful word. Trust. Trust is foundation for relationships, for family, for yourself. Because a lot of times we do not pursue meaningful things in our life because we don't trust ourselves. We believe that we will not make it happen. We will quit ourselves or whatever it is. So trust is one of the foundational things to really build meaningful relations, meaningful goals that is really worth pursuing. So we need to work very, very hard to really build trust. And that means that, again, we need to reflect where am I investing in my trust? Where do I invest to develop the trust with myself, with other people, with family, with friendships, just to make sure that I have more trust in my life. Number 7 is integrity. Integrity. Really showing that you're able to say one thing and do exactly the same thing. Say one thing and do exactly the thing. Integrity is a big thing. I think that when you're able to really show that you have that integrity in your life, of course, you're able to build that trust, because there's no chance to build trust without integrity. Integrity is one of the most beautiful things, and a lot of times people say that, what kind of business owner, business partner you are looking for? And integrity is a lot of times one of the key aspects when you think about really what kind of person we want. Number 8 is gratitude. Gratitude. I think that gratitude is probably top 3 of my words, because gratitude is a beautiful, beautiful word. Because gratitude comes with appreciation. So that means that being grateful, what you appreciate appreciates. If you appreciate the money you have, you'll have more of it. It doesn't matter how small, how much you have. What matters is your gratefulness, your appreciation of your life, of everything. There's so many things to appreciate. And I truly believe that happiness comes from gratefulness. You're not able to be unhappy and grateful at the same time. It's just impossible. Impossible to be unhappy and grateful at the same time. So when you're grateful, all the positive emotions could come at the same time. And I truly believe that we need to work very hard to include our gratitude in every single day. So how often do you use gratitude? And I think that if you don't say that, okay, maybe I used it last week, because gratitude is supposed to used to be every single day. And maybe you're going through the season, maybe season is harder than regular. I think that gratitude is supposed to be used even maybe every single hour sometimes when you're going through stuff, when you're going through storm. Because gratitude is allowing us to move through stuff with an attitude of gratitude. And at that moment, you're able to persevere and push through anything in your life. Number 9 is peace. Peace, inner peace. We want to make sure that we are able to have that contentment, that peace, that inner peace, that it's a beautiful word, inner peace. When you understand that you're doing the right thing. Because sometimes you can go through the storm. Terrible things going around you. Terrible circumstances. And really, you pretty much can feel that you are devastated, crushed. But you still have inner peace. Inner peace, because you have understanding that is part of life. And I think that a lot of times inner peace coming from really understanding that is more than you. So number 10 is really faith. Faith is a beautiful word, I think that when you're able to pray, when you're able to understand that it is more than you, when you understand that those storms, there has a meaning. Everything has a meaning. And sometimes what it is that you get a test and a lesson afterwards. That means that test comes first, and you don't know the answer before you take the test. And that is very important. In life, you test it a lot of times. And I think that we need to understand that the faster you learn a lesson, the faster you will develop yourself. The faster you will get bigger challenges. And I think when you have faith, you will have more inner peace than you without it. Number 10 is compassion. Compassion is a beautiful word. I think that if you live in a community, in society, we need to have compassion for ourselves, for other people, just to make sure that we're able to build a community that is blending together perfectly. Because without compassion, without understanding, without empathy, there's no chance to really build community that is actually properly functioning. Because when we forget to think about and putting ourselves in other person's shoes, at that moment we said, oh, how this kind of crazy guy was thinking, how he was able to do this kind of things. We forget to put ourselves in other person's shoes to understand where they're coming from. Compassion is very important. Number 12 is freedom. Freedom. That means that we understand that we have freedom of speech, we have a freedom of our actions. We are able to really choose our thing that we do. Like everything is freedom. Of course, I understand that some people might not have all the freedoms. Maybe there are some on the universe that some freedoms are taken away. But in general, we have so many freedoms. So many. And we need to ask, what kind of freedoms do I have that I do not use at the moment? Because a lot of times people do not speak up for themselves, even though they are free to do so. People are free to do so. We are free to really ask a question. People free to really build a business. People free to leave their job and pursue what they want to pursue. They are free to do that. But we are not using our freedoms because we're afraid. We're afraid of different things. That's normal. But again, we are free to do. And I guess then you need to reflect, how often do you use my freedom? And of course, then we need to adjust it. Number 13 is hope. Hope. Hope is one thing that's hope that future will be better than today. Hope it's a great thing, but at the same time, I think that the hope sometimes is a weak word, but at the same time, it's a very powerful word. Because I think that we need to hope when you're really actually taking action. Because hoping and not taking action is a weak point. But when you really take massive action and you hope for better tomorrow, it's a beautiful thing. So I ask, okay, what do you hope for? What do you hope for the next year? Maybe you hope for the next 5 years. And what kind of actions do you take that you could actually have a positive hope? Not just hope that things will change because external things change. No, we want to make sure that we are in control. We are in control. We're taking action to change, and we're hoping that will change. Number 14 is resilience. It's a beautiful word. And I think that resilience is again, needs to be developed during a good day and a bad day. Resilience needs to be developed during a good day and bad day. Resilience are developed during bad day anyways, if you really choose to take that path. Now, it's much harder to develop resilience during good day. And why is that? Because life is very comfortable. You don't need to build the resilience. Why resilience? Like, I don't need it. I think that is one of the biggest mistakes that people do, is when they forget about resilience during good days. So what to do about resilience? We need to make sure that we reflect. Okay, what do you do on a daily basis to develop your resilience? So that means that what do you do on a daily basis that you hate to do? What you don't want to do? There's a lot of things that could do, like cold showers, going and speak with strangers, and introduce yourself. That's of course, I don't want to do that. Yeah, you don't want to do that. So what do you do else besides introducing yourself, doing a cold shower, running in the storm, or whatever it is? Find something that you hate and do it, because that will build resilience, and you will thank me one day when you will need that resilience during bad day. Number 15 is growth. Growth. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. If you're not growing, you're dying. That means that even muscle, what is not used, it disappears. So that means if you don't use a muscle, it will disappear. So that means everything needs to grow, improve. It's not that could we not grow them in masses, but in strength. Exactly the mindset, like in emotional strength, in mental strength, spiritual strength, everything in knowledge, wisdom, everything you're able to grow. Everything you're able to grow. So that means you're able to reflect, well, what do I grow right now? What areas of my life I'm actually intentionally growing? Not just by byproduct, by doing things. No, what I'm intentionally growing. Because intention and focus and productivity increases your speed of growing tenfold. That's why people who are intentionally achieving hundredfolds of results, because they are intentionally compounding the results. And last one that I wanted to share, number 16, is purpose. Purpose. What is the purpose? What is the calling? What is your calling? What is your purpose? I think that we need to understand that are we reflecting on our purpose? Because sometimes it might be that your purpose will improve. Maybe your purpose was small flower. Maybe you improved, you grew, you improved, and your purpose grew from the flower, from a massive tree, massive bush, and of course it's still growing, improving, and at some point maybe your purpose will become as a massive tree, oak tree, and just make sure that be able to really grow to really reach that level. But your purpose will become that beautiful tree, because purpose is supposed to change, because we change. So that means that it doesn't need to change directions, that you don't move to other directions. It might be to happen, but I think that we develop as a tree, as growing, developing, and we always need to reflect, are we actually doing something for our purpose? Because it might be that we are focusing on the short-term goals, short-term pleasures nowadays. And when you reflect constantly, you understand, okay, what kind of actions do I take on a daily basis that is actually aligned with my purpose? With my purpose. So I hope that you reflect as well. Reflect on, I think that I made that list of the most important words, but I think that those most important words will be probably very similar to yours, but it might not. So list your most important words. What are the most important words for you? What are those? And then reflect on them. Okay, where are those words showing up in my life? Where is those showing up? It might be that you will start to see that, okay, even I looked at your list and I say, I didn't do my gratefulness as often as I would love to, but as often as I used to do. And that shows that I need to really reflect constantly on the most important things that I feel that really helps my life. And I think that when you will do it, you will find that even though before that you will see, okay, I feel that I'm doing pretty well. But when you will reflect on all those words that are meaningful in your life, you'll find that you could be better. You could be more intentional and find the better way to do things. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.